Bftb, best fight the best. A lot of crying. A lot of crying, man. I get a lot of people whining and complaining. Woe is me for Anthony Joshua. Because Anthony Joshua is not going to be able to fight Jarrell Miller. Not going to be able to fight Jarrell Miller. The fight has been canceled. Fight's canceled. Fight's canceled. And everybody's so mad. They're so mad at Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller is such a drug cheat. Jarrell Miller is such a piece of shit. He's such this and such that, and so this and so that. Well, why was he fighting? Why was Anthony Joshua fighting Jarrell Miller anyway? What was the point? He's not getting nothing out of that. Why was he fighting him anyway? Nobody wanted to see that. We shitted on that fight. We shitted on it. Nobody wanted to see it. We were constantly saying, bro, you're not selling out nothing. Don't nobody care about Jarrell Miller. Don't nobody know that dude. Nobody cares. Only a little bit more people know Anthony Joshua than they know Jarrell Miller in the U.S. In the U.K., Anthony Joshua was a megastar. But not in the U.S., don't nobody know this dude. Don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. And why isn't anybody saying anything about Eddie Hearn knowing that this guy failed a drug test a month ago? Why isn't anybody saying anything about this? Eddie Hearn knew he failed a drug test March 20th. Whatever. Who cares? Whatever. Who cares? Who gives a shit? Bottom line, the fight's off. Good. This is called karma. That's what this is called. This is called karma. Deontay Wilder went to fight Povetkin in Russia. Just like Joshua went to fight Jarrell Miller in the U.S. Deontay Wilder was in the U.K. training a week before the fight. He was about to go there, and all of a sudden, Povetkin pops dirty. Fight is off. Anthony Joshua comes to the U.S. to fight Jarrell Miller 6 weeks before the fight. Jarrell Miller pops dirty. Fight is off. Canceled. Fight is canceled. So, all the blame went on Deontay Wilder. They said he should still fight him. Deontay Wilder's ducking Povetkin. He doesn't want to fight somebody for, it's only a little bit, that was in his fat cells. Well, who's fatter? If Povetkin had meldonium in his fat cells, he took 3 tests, and passed all 3, and then the 4th test, the meldonium showed up, then shouldn't we be saying the same thing about Jarrell Miller? Because Jarrell Miller is a damn near 150 pounds fatter than Povetkin. So if Povetkin can mysteriously have PEDs show up because they were stored in a fat cell that didn't, trace amounts were stored in fat cells. Well, doesn't Jarrell Miller, who's damn near 150 pounds fatter, he has 150 pounds more fat on his body than Povetkin, shouldn't he be given that same benefit of the doubt? No. He's instantly a drug cheat. Well, it took you guys, matter of fact, even now, y'all still don't call Povetkin a drug cheat. Even now, you still say, oh, well, Povetkin sued Wilder. Didn't he sue Wilder and get $4 million? Ha, ha, ha. Didn't he do that? No, Deontay Wilder sued them and got $5 million. The only thing that they got was the money that they had in escrow. They got that money back. You don't know your facts. Deontay Wilder sued them and got $5 million. They didn't get anything from Deontay Wilder. The only thing they got was the money that they had already put up in escrow. The money they had won from the purse bid. That's all they got. They did not get anything out of Deontay Wilder's pocket. Nothing. They got the money they put in escrow. I literally read this yesterday. The money they put in escrow, they got that back. Deontay Wilder got $5 million from them. But nice try. But you're sitting here shitting on the victim, because Deontay Wilder is the victim in that scenario. Y'all don't even talk about Wawarzik. You act like Wawarzik doesn't even exist. Didn't even exist. Oh, he was a bum. Well, Wawarzik had a better resume than Jarrell Miller. But Wawarzik was a bum. Oh, Wawarzik was a bum. That is just a bum. Deontay Wilder's fighting yet another bum. But again, Wawarzik had a better resume than Jarrell Miller. He had fought better competition than Jarrell Miller. Better. Then they say, oh, well, Ortiz wasn't a drug cheat. He wasn't. He was not on drugs. Deontay Wilder just ducked him. Until Deontay Wilder fought him. And then when Deontay Wilder fought him, all of a sudden, he's a 90-year-old drug cheat. 90-year-old drug cheat. Well, Luis Ortiz is ready and available right now. Ready and available right now. And is Anthony Joshua fighting? No. Anthony Joshua is going to fight some guy named Ivan Dirtcho or Dick Cho, whatever the fuck this weird ass dude's name is. This bum. Whatever this bum's name is. A 7-0 bum. Whatever this dude's name is, that is who Anthony Joshua is looking to fight at Madison Square Garden on June 1st. Okay, well, good. I'm very happy that Joshua is going to fight fucking Ivan Drago's retarded cousin. I'm glad. Very happy. So, what we are about to see, what we are about to witness, is Anthony Joshua's star power. His drawing power. That's what we're about to witness. Because you guys say, oh, Anthony Joshua is so big in the U.S. Anthony Joshua is bigger than Wilder in the U.S. He's so big. He's so huge. He's so huge. He's giant. He's a megastar. He's a global heartthrob. He's an icon. He sold out. He broke Michael Jackson's record. He broke his record. He sold out. He sells 90,000, 100,000, millions across the world. Millions. He's such a heartthrob. His commercial value is so huge. His profile is so large. Okay. Well, that theory is about to be tested, motherfuckers. That theory is about to be tested. His star power, his drawing power, his commercial value, him breaking Michael Jackson's record at Madison Square Garden. All of that shit is about to be tested. About to be tested. Because now the show is completely on him. He ain't fighting an American in their backyard. You're fighting Ivan Drago's retarded cousin. That's what you're fighting. You're fighting a Kazakhstan or a Russian or whatever the fuck he is. You're fighting that. That's who you're about to fight in the U.S. So 2 non-Americans are about to fight in America in Madison Square Garden. The same day that the Yankees are playing the Red Sox. The same day. So, let's see. Wilder did 1.2 million views on the same night that a UFC main event, on the same night of Sergey Kovalev fight Matter of fact, Kovalev was in the same city. Kovalev was in the same city. Not just the same night. The Kovalev fight was in the same city. So Kovalev fought in the same city, on the same night. And the UFC had a main event on the same night. And Deontay Wilder still did 1.2 million views. So this is about to be real simple and real easy. We're about to see whose drawing power is better. We're about to see. Anthony Joshua is fighting Ivan Drago's retarded cousin in Madison Square Garden on the same night as the Yankees versus the Red Sox. And the Phillies versus the Dodgers, if I'm not mistaken. Phillies and Dodgers, Yankees and Red Sox. Yankees and Red Sox. Don't get no bigger than that in baseball. Especially in New York. They don't get no bigger than that. And Boston. And for most of the U.S. That is the game. Yankees and Red Sox. There's other rivalries, but that's arguably one of the biggest. And that is on the same night as Anthony Joshua fighting Ivan Drago's retarded cousin in Madison Square Garden. So we're going to see this drawing power. We're going to see. We are going to see. We're going to see how many people watch this fight. We're going to see how many people don't watch the Red Sox versus the Yankees. How many people don't watch the Dodgers versus the Phillies. We're going to see how many people don't watch this. To watch Anthony Joshua. That's it. Because they're not watching to see Ivan Drago's retarded cousin. No, this is a test of Anthony Joshua's drawing power. This is a test of Anthony Joshua's star power. This is a test of Anthony Joshua's profile. This is a test of Anthony Joshua's commercial value. I mean, it could have been apples to apples. Because Anthony Joshua could fight Luis King Kong Ortiz. And then they can do a 100% comparison. 100%. They can say Deontay Wilder fought Luis Ortiz. And he did 1.2 million views. Well, Anthony Joshua fought Luis Ortiz. And he did blah, blah, blah. But no. Don't want to fight Luis Ortiz. You're doing the smart thing to duck him. Do the smart thing. Fight Ivan Drago's retarded cousin. We don't want to fight Luis Ortiz because, it's too much of a short notice. It's too much of a short notice to fight a Cuban southpaw. It's too much of a short notice. But he's a bum, remember? He's a washed up old bum who didn't look good against Malik Scott and Christian Hammer. He's a washed up old 90-year-old bum. He's a washed up guy who's done nothing. But yet you're going to fight Ivan Drago's retarded cousin on short notice. So you are essentially saying you're all this bullshit from these AJ dick riding fan bitch pussies that run around talking about how Luis Ortiz is not that good. Well, if Luis Ortiz was not that good, why are you not fighting him? Why are you not fighting him? If Luis Ortiz is not that good, why are you not fighting him if he's not that good? Oh, it's short notice. So, he ain't that good. Oh, it's short notice. He's a Cuban southpaw. So, he's old. So what? Look what Christian Hammer just did with Luis Ortiz. Look what Christian Hammer just did with Luis Ortiz. You don't want to talk about that? You don't want to bring that up? So Christian Hammer is good then. Because Luis Ortiz and Christian Hammer, that went pretty much the distance. That Luis Ortiz was showing his age. So shouldn't the great greasy Joshua be able to Destroy Luis Ortiz? Oh, but you need 12 weeks. You need 12 weeks to train for a 90-year-old man. A 90-year-old man that came off of a drug, that was on drugs. A PED user. You need 12 weeks to train for a 90-year-old PED user. But you can fight Ivan Drago's retarded cousin, who's younger, who beat you in the amateurs. You can fight him on short notice. Because, 6 weeks is not an 8-week training camp. Not a 12-week training camp. It's okay to fight him. Okay. All right, I understand. So Luis Ortiz is that good then. So I don't want to hear any of you UK fucking pussies, you fan bitches, you AJ dick riders. I don't want to hear any of you talking about how Luis Ortiz is not good. Luis Ortiz is old. Luis Ortiz is this and that. He looked like this against Christian Hammer. Looked like that against Malik Scott. Looked like that against David Allen. Because your fucking hype job hero is not willing to fight him on 6 weeks' notice. Not willing to do it. Even though you pussies wanted Deontay Wilder to fight the same Luis Ortiz, who didn't look good against Malik Scott, on 3 weeks' notice. So I don't want to hear your mouth. Because you are a fraud liar. Because if you were real and serious about anything you were saying, pressing for Deontay Wilder to fight this man on 3 weeks' notice, well, then you should be pressing for Anthony Joshua to fight the same guy on 6 weeks' notice. An older guy. He's older than what he was 2 or 3 years ago. He's older. He has more wear and tear on his body because he was knocked out. Didn't look good against Christian Hammer. But still, that ain't good enough for the great Anthony Joshua to fight him on 6 weeks' notice. That ain't good enough. That ain't good enough. Well, how many weeks' notice did Deontay Wilder have to fight Gerald Washington? Oh, we can't do it because it's going to take promotion. Okay, well, how much promotion did Deontay Wilder versus Gerald Washington have? How much promotion? When Povetkin pulled out and wanted to fight Mariusz Wach, and Deontay Wilder went on to fight Eric Molina, I think it was, or Johan Duhaupas, one of the two. How much promotion was done for that when Povetkin pulled out? Because Povetkin was supposed to fight Deontay Wilder, but he pulled out and fought Mariusz Wach. He postponed and fought Mariusz Wach instead. And lastly, how did Alexander Povetkin get the opportunity to postpone his mandatory shot? How did he get the opportunity to postpone and still be the mandatory? But Pulev got injured and didn't get the opportunity to postpone his mandatory. How is that? Because the mandatory for Deontay Wilder and Povetkin was supposed to happen, I believe, in September of 2015. I think September is supposed to happen. September. But Povetkin postponed it because he wanted to fight Mariusz Wach, a taller guy in Russia, to prepare for Deontay Wilder. So he postponed it. And the WBC allowed it. The sanctioning body allowed that postponement. And nobody said nothing. The world said nothing. They said nothing. It was as if Povetkin was the champion and not Deontay Wilder. But when Pulev is the mandatory and he gets injured, he can't postpone his mandatory. They just put Carlos Takam, they just slide him in. They just remove Pulev as a mandatory altogether. Just remove the mandatory slot and slide Takam in. But Povetkin is allowed to postpone his mandatory shot. Just allowed to postpone it. Well, it's funny because Hughie Fury was allowed to postpone his mandatory shot. So why wasn't Pulev? Why was Pulev not allowed to postpone his mandatory shot? We don't want to talk about that, though. So Povetkin was allowed to postpone his for Deontay Wilder. Hughie Fury was allowed to postpone his for Joseph Parker. But Pulev was not allowed to postpone his for Anthony Joshua. Pulev got his just removed, and they begged, borrowed, and sucked dick to slide Takam into a mandatory slot that he was not even a mandatory. But Deontay Wilder is the protected one. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay, sure. That makes sense. Pathetic, man. Absolutely pathetic. Listen, Anthony Joshua's star power will be challenged. And I hope, I don't want Deontay Wilder saving this nigga. Because Deontay Wilder could save this nigga. Deontay Wilder could just be like, oh, you're available now? All right. What's up with 50-50? Because I'll pay Dominic Breazeale this step-aside bread. What's up with this 50-50? What's up with it? What's up with it, Anthony Joshua? What's up with this 50-50? What's up? I told y'all punk motherfuckers, I only need 6 weeks. That's what Wilder said. Well, that's right on time right now. So you can come up and say, all right, I'm down with 50-50. We got Madison Square Garden locked in already. We got a date. We got a date, Deontay Wilder. 50-50 split. Let's do it. Deontay Wilder could go to Dominic Breazeale. Bro, I'm fighting Anthony Joshua. Well, he ain't bros, but I'm fighting Anthony Joshua. So I don't give a fuck what you want. Because actually, he didn't even got to do that because Mauricio Suleiman said he will support a fight with Anthony Joshua over fucking Deontay Wilder's mandatory. So that dude, that's wiped out. That will be immediately wiped out. Immediately. And Dominic Breazeale don't got shit to say about it. Nothing. It will be wiped out. But I don't want that to happen. I don't want Deontay Wilder saving this nigga. No, fuck that. Karma. You go fight Ivan Drago's retarded cousin. I'm going to fight Dominic Breazeale. I'm going to do over 1 million views. You do 200,000 to fight Ivan Drago's cousin. Because don't nobody know you, and nobody definitely knows that motherfucker. And that night is the same night of a major baseball game. Multiple major baseball games. What? There's a song for playing baseball in the U.S. What's the song for boxing? Take me out to the ball game. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Well, what's the song for boxing? Sweet Caroline. Ba, ba, ba. We don't give a fuck about that shit. Take that shit back to the UK. The fuck out of here. Your star power will be tested. And I can't wait because Karma's a bitch. And she's about to spit in your motherfucking face. BFTB. Shout out to the LDBC. And I'm gone.